Well, I would say 13 is when I started indulging in like smoking weed, drinking, and then it just never stopped until December 30th, 2015. Hanging around the type of people who were drinking and smoking weed, I mean, it was there, so. But it looked fun. People that I knew were doing it, and I wanted to have fun too. They looked to be enjoying it, and I wanted to share that experience. Drugs didn't just affect me, it affected everybody I love. My mom, my grandparents, who are the lifeblood of our family, my children, my friends. It's just, I couldn't have relationships with them because I didn't want them to see me the way I was and how I had brought myself to a level of, like, they wouldn't even recognize me. My lowest point was me walking around the streets, crying, with nowhere to go, no family to call, no home to be in, to just be ashamed and by yourself quietly. It was just, and not having anybody there to see, to help, to even push away. You know, it's one thing to have somebody to push away because then you know, but to not have anybody at all because that's how you chose to be, it's terrible. It's a lot of pain, a lot of misery, a lot of self-loathing, loss. I mean, all the things that I brought on myself, I just couldn't take it anymore, really. It was just, you know, and luckily, thankfully, I got picked up by the police and they put me in jail for a while. And that helped me separate myself from substances and the people, the crowd I was hanging with, and add that with the feeling of just like despair. It was perfect. It was a perfect recipe. I was never strong enough to go somewhere and say, I need help. I can't stop doing this anymore. And thankfully, I was arrested and able to be put in jail and have that time to reflect and just look back and be like, wow, what a mess I've made, you know. Just look where I'm at. I'm in jail. I miss my girls. I miss my son. And just that feeling like you have to sit still and take time to look and see what's really going on, how to see where you put yourself. And my mom had written me a letter, and I was so excited to get it because when you're in jail, you know, all your friends, you know, they're not really your friends. They can't really be your friend. They're not even friends to themselves, you know. But those people that you attach to, nobody would send me letters, nothing like that. So when I got that letter from my mom, it was like gold. And I was reading it, and she said, sis, I love you, and I'm not gonna get you out of jail. I was like, I know, Mom. I mean, I'm crying. I'm like, I know, Mom, I love you. And she's like, well, I love you so very much. And she said, but you know who loves you even more than I do? Jesus. And I said, I know he does. And it was just like the truth was able to reach into me, you know, and I knew, it couldn't reach me with all that junk in the way. And I said to myself, even if I don't get out in time to get my daughters back from the state's custody, I'm still gonna stay clean because they need to come find me, not in the same position I was in. It was enough, you know. There's no excuses to go back out again when you've had this time to think and be like, what are you thinking? You know? What helped me to stay clean after I left jail was determination, the decision, a solid decision to be like, no matter what, it doesn't even matter. Substances, drugs, alcohol, the lifestyle, none of that stuff filled me. And that was the thing that I was using to fill me. That God-shaped hole, that just black darkness that, you know, it's void and it needs to be filled with something. And if I'm not filling it with good, it will be filled with bad. So I stay busy, active, very involved in my church, work. I got 3 kids now that I just try to be more involved with. They're teenagers, so they kind of don't care about me anymore, but the relationships I have now with my family and friends it's still new. I've never had healthy ways of being in a relationship. So the relationships I have now are still growing. I don't even really know how to be a person still. I mean, as weird as that sounds, you know, I'm still working on me. So when you already have this unit that you're supposed to play a part in, that I'm supposed to play a part in, I'm still learning my part. I'm learning as I go. I'm trying to just be kind and tolerant, and the biggest thing to do is be grateful. Well, when I think about the future, it's mind-boggling. It's like I don't know what's going to happen. But what I really hope for is for all of us, my kids and my mom and whoever is alive in my family, to just be comfortable in our space together and just laughing and playing games, and grandkids, just healthy relationships. If I'm okay and I'm working on myself, then at least they have that constant that, okay, if mom's doing okay, I'm doing okay too. And I can be more graceful to them when they're struggling, because I know what it's like to be struggling, and grace is amazing. Advice I would give to someone struggling in addiction would be, do your best to take advice from people who care about you, who love you, and you know who they are. The people that you push away, the ones who you don't want to hurt. I think I just won't answer the phone because I don't want them to know. Answer the phone. Send the text. Don't leave them hanging, because that's ultimately going to be part of your saving grace. You know, I'm really thankful for the support I have received from the community, corrections officers, my mom, the church, drug court, Ashby House for sure. Their reintegration program, it saved me. It saved me. It saved me. Okay, that's enough of that.
Okay.